Today's a little bit different. Instead of me giving you detailed explanations of how to format your club sets, how to become a sports DJ, how to structure your business deals, I'm going to show you something else. What you see here, let's just call it a test. It's labor of love. We have a 1 liter oak barrel, medium char, and eventually we're going to put this in. It's benchmark foolproof. The reason why I chose benchmark foolproof is it is pretty much the same mash bill as my favorite bourbon, which is Stag. And it's just a little bit young. We're going to age it in here a little bit longer. And I've been watching these YouTube videos for how to do it, and nobody actually shows you the full process. First things first, clean out the barrel. I don't know if you can hear that and shake it around, but there's still stuff inside here. So you can see I already started it. Just tap it, shake it up, and that's it. The next thing that you do, or so I've read, it's my first time doing this too, by the way, guys. We need to do the water leak test. So we're taking this, a hammer, we're gonna drop the spigot in there, and let's hammer it. Let's just piss off my wife. Use one of the towels. Now this will always stay in here, so make sure that you've got it in the position that you want it to be in. That feels and looks good. There you go, spigot on. Turn it to the off position, of course, which is reverse. Water leak test. In our bourbon society, we do bourbon blinds, and I would love to start recording those. I'm just trying to get the other guys to buy into it. We do these bourbon blinds with anything from top shelf to ultra premium to allocated to incredibly rare, and of course, things that you could buy on the shelf every day, like Benchmark. One of our members, his name is Paul. Paul is this like master distiller, brewer, and he's a world-renowned judge with German beer. Shout out to Paul. And shout out to our Bourbon Blind group that still doesn't have a name 2 years later, and the homie Ron Garudi. So Paul told me, yes, you can use boiling water, but you use that to help cure the barrel. Why don't you test it first with cold water? And that's what we're gonna do. And if we test it with cold water, we put it inside and we find that it leaks, guess what? We're gonna drain it all out, and then we're gonna do the boiling water method, where you put boiling water in there and you just leave it in until it's cured and it stops leaking. So this is probably gonna go over the course of a few days for me to cure this, and I'll probably be in a different outfit. And of course, yes, I'm using essential water because what else is wrong with me? No, I'm using essential water because it's what we drink. And if it's good enough for what we drink, it's good enough to help cure a barrel. I should be using a funnel downstairs, but I'm lazy. There you go, we're filled to the top. What do you do now? You put this in and you see if it leaks any. I mean, so far, so good. We poured it in and it's holding. We're gonna see if it still holds when we check back in 2 days. And just like that, we're back. Why are we back and why am I in the same clothes? Because you could see that after 20 minutes or so, the cold water is schwitzing all over the place. The barrel is schwitzing, Morty. My God, the barrel is schwitzing. That means we need a better seal, and the only way you could do that, near boiling water. I've got my funnels, got my little handy Amazon Basics, and we're just gonna empty this, and I'm sure there's gonna be crap inside. Before we put it inside the Amazon Basics to boil it up, we're gonna put it inside here just to see what's come in the past hour. Remove cork. Glub, glub, you can hear it. Really hope that you guys find value in this video, because I haven't seen anybody do it start to finish with this step 2, you know, actually curing the barrel. Most of the things that you guys see online on YouTube, it's once the barrels are cured. So I figured, oh yeah, let's just do it all. And Paul did say, use near boiling water, about 200 degrees. Boiling, I believe, is 225. And the reason behind that, even though every tutorial says use boiling water, the reason behind that, Paul said, there are things inside that you don't want to remove that boiling water will. And it's almost like making a tea out of the goodness of the barrel. And right there, you can see how the barrel is leaking. If you see the drops coming down, looks like it's leaking from the bottom right there. Hopefully we get a good seal. Now, placement of the cask. In a rick house, the top of the house is where you want to be. That's because the top of the house is going to have the most temperature changes, biggest temperature swings. And those temperature swings, when something gets hot, expansion. When something gets cold, contracts. That expanding and contracting is what's going to force the goodness of the juice to just go in and out of the oak. That's where your flavor comes from, and that's why you need to age it. And people, if you're wondering why micro-aging can be done at home and done quicker, think about it like surface area, right? Inside here you have 1 liter. So everything in this bottle can potentially touch. And the bigger barrels, that's why it takes all those years. The one thing you can't do though, is you cannot replicate the years. It's the process and the aging time inside the barrel of the larger ones that you just can't replicate. So if this goes well, what's next for me? 5 gallons. If that goes well, I may just buy my own barrel. If you are a music person, I do live stream on YouTube. I live stream on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/RealDJYoshi. If bourbon is what brought you here, thank you, welcome. It's my first bourbon video. We are going to film the bourbon blind tastings. Again, I need to get the guys on that. Here we go. You can see that it is pretty much near boiling. What I like to do, if I'm brewing coffee or tea, and I know it needs to be around 200, you let it come to a full boil, back it off, 15 seconds, you're good. May not be an idiot. Perfect. Just to take care of the evap, you know? Ooh. That smells amazing. Almost like a cigar room. Recork it. And there we go. See you guys in a few days. Hopefully only 2.